Around the 20-second mark, we can see the carriage that is just sort of flying in midair on its own. Now, I suppose this could be some sort of enchantment, but I think the most likely possibility here is that it is indeed being pulled by Thestrals. We know if you haven't experienced death, then you can't see Thestrals, so it could make sense that in the beginning of the game, maybe our character hasn't experienced or seen death yet, so they don't see Thestrals as a result. Then we're going to skip ahead a little bit here to around 49 seconds, and I'm just going to let it play, and here you're going to see the changing staircases. Now this, again, not a specific spell, but instead it is the enchantments of Hogwarts itself. Right there, around the 55-second mark, you see the book float over to the character who grabs it out of thin air. Now, this does indeed look like a cutscene of some sort, but it could mean that Accio is confirmed to be in the game. Accio, Accio, Axio, however you want to say it. I prefer Accio. There was actually a Scholastic pronunciation guide years before they even thought about making the movies, and on there, they said Accio, so that's how I always pronounced it, and then the movies came out, and they decided to pronounce it Accio, so whatever. Then we'll move forward a bit more here to around 110 in the trailer, and you can see that's the potion section followed by the herbology, and then back into potions where we see this reaction right here from the potion. Now, I think it's just a reaction of the potion, but you can see before that, let's scroll back here a little bit, around 115, you can see they point their wands at the potion, and the character here on the left side of the screen, you see how his wand is starting to light up, looks like purple there. And then the other characters, you see his briefly light up as well, and then we sort of get these purple sparks, and then blue comes out of the potion. So not really sure if that's a specific spell or if the wand is somehow interacting with the potion there. I can't think of any canon spell, any spell that we read about in the books. If I'm wrong, let me know, definitely. I want to hear from you guys down in the comments on what you think about all these spells as well. From where I'm sitting, I think that one is probably more relating to the potion rather than a specific spell using the wand, but I could totally be wrong. Okay, around 120, we have the moon calves, and then right after that, we get this scene here in what appears to be a common room. I think it's very possible that this is the Ravenclaw common room, but watch the character sitting in the chair on our left. I'm going to go back and play it again here for you. So there's the moon calves, and let's let this play one more time. Watch that right there. It's like he looks up, and you can see a little bit of pink come off the wand. I'm wondering if this is some sort of vanish spell. It almost looks like he's trying to make something disappear, but then even after he does it, there is still, you can see some kind of residual, sort of this glint of the light right here. I'm not really sure what that spell is exactly. Let's look at it one more time here. Yeah, I think indeed it is possible that it is vanishing there. Immediately after this scene, we get another spell right here. We see the character cast it, and then we see the mirror transform into what looks like some sort of spell casting dummy. So let's watch it one more time here. There's the spell cast, and then you can see the mirror transform. So I think that is just some sort of transfiguration spell. I don't know if there's a specific spell we can point to. I'm honestly super excited about how they could use transfiguration in the game. It's something that none of the other video games, I mean, they've explored it a little bit, but I think Hogwarts Legacy could go much, much deeper, and you could see some really awesome things done with transfiguration spells. Then we're going to let it play, and it's going to go right into the scene around 128, 129 when you have the flying hippogriffs. Of course, no specific spells here, but again, you do have magical creatures, and the fact that we'll get to ride them pretty much confirmed with this scene right here. Then we're going to get a shot of the Inferi here, as well as the Dementors, which makes me think, hey, if you're going to have Dementors, you got to have Expecto Patronum in there, right? Right? Okay, now we have this scene right here at 134 with the charging Graphorn. Now, interesting fact about Graphorn is their hides are apparently stronger than a dragon. So this character right here, clearly not aware of that. You're going to see him cast this red spell. And if we look at this in slow motion, let's go back here. All right, so here he goes. You see him getting ready to cast. There goes the cast, and it's red. It looks like it bounces off the skull of the Graphorn. My guess would be it's probably a stunning spell. We know that Stupefy is red, and I'm mostly intrigued in this one about it bouncing off. Let's watch it one more time here. Right there, yeah, I think that is definitely bouncing off the skull. If you want to go and stop it for yourself, watch the official trailer and try and stop it around, let's see here, let's let it play again, 134. Yeah, it's right as it goes to 135. So I've got it stopped right there, and you can see, yeah, I definitely think the spell hits and then just sort of shoots, ricochets right off the skull of the Graphorn, which, if so, is pretty cool. Obviously, you love to see that attention to detail there. Around 153, we have this scene here that starts with the troll, and you're going to see the troll attempt to strike the student right there, so he ducks out of the way, and then he's going to go in for another one right here. And I think the spell that we see here is Protego. It looks like a shield right there. You can see the blue sort of shatter. Here it is one more time. Right there, the flash of blue. And then see if I can pause it right there for you. You see the character, he's got his arms kind of stretched out, and he does appear to be unscathed. So I think he did indeed block that right there. All right, not too much further. Around the 2-minute mark, we have the character here with the animal bone mask. You guys know we think that could be tied to the main story of the game. And then in the very next bit of the trailer, we have this right here, a character doing battle against the character with the animal bones. So again, I'm going to let it play slow here. You can see that character sort of swing up, and you get kind of this bluish purple light off the wand. And then the character with the animal bones spinning in midair. And then watch the character, the camera shifts right here, the character on the left. Now they're going to slam their wand back down. We get another flash of the blue light as the character with the animal bone mask smashes to the ground. Now, you might think maybe this is something like Wingardium Leviosa. However, Wingardium Leviosa, there is no light associated with it. It is considered a charm, and if you remember in the movies, whenever Wingardium Leviosa is cast, the object just sort of floats there in midair. Of course, it can be manipulated by the wizard, but there's no visual spell effect with it other than the object moving in midair. This here is clearly something much different. Another one that occurred to me is possibly Alarte Ascendere, which is what Gilderoy Lockhart uses in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is a charm that does require the brandishing of the hand, which all of that fits with what we see in the trailer. However, the lighting effect for this one is supposedly red, which is what's making me second guess that one a little bit. Also, that second part there, when she slams him back down, I'm not sure if that is a separate spell or if it's all part of the same spell. There's also Ascendio, which this one does have a blue lighting effect with it. However, its effect is that it lifts the caster. So if this was Ascendio being cast here, then we should expect to see the character on the left actually rocketing up into the air instead of the character on the right. You know, the more that I think about this one, I think the second part is definitely going to be Descendo, which is blue. I'm going to read this quote from the Harry Potter wiki here. This is when Crabbe tries to kill Ron with Descendo. Quote, with a whip-like movement, Crabbe pointed his wand at the 50-foot mountain of old furniture, of broken trunks, of old books and robes and unidentifiable junk and shouted, Descendo! The wall began to totter, then crumbled into the aisle next door where Ron stood. So the effect here is that it lowers the target, so I think it could just as easily be cast on an actual person as opposed to an object. So those are my best guesses on that one. Definitely let me know what you think. Not too much further from that, we have the scene with the spiders. I'm just going to go ahead and let it stay in slow motion here. There's the scene with the crazy dragon. Look over there on the right. You can see those guys trying to cast something. All right, if you want to skip ahead, you can go to 205 for this one. This is where we get a red spell being cast at charging spiders right there. You see it connect with the spider, flip him over on his back. Now, my first thought here was Arania Exume, which is the spell that Harry uses in the Chamber of Secrets movie. However, this one is a blue light, and there we can very clearly see that it is red instead. So for me, I would have to go back to Stupefy on that one. I think that is the most likely option there. Then here at 206, we get our look at what could be some sort of duel. Clearly a student here on the right casting yet again another red spell, most likely Stupefy, at another man in a skull mask. Don't know if it's the same guy in the skull mask or a completely different person in the skull mask, but we can see him almost absorb that red spell right there at 206. Look how he just completely blocks it right there, and then immediately fires back 1, 2, and then a third spell. So he blocks 1 and then fires off 3 in rapid succession. I'm going to back up here and show you guys this right here at 207. You can see that our character, or what I'm assuming is our character over here on the right, they block the spell in return as well. So character on the right fires the red spell, guy in the skull mask blocks it, fires it back, and then our character blocks it. I think this is a good look, maybe the best look that we've seen so far into what Wizard v. Wizard spellcasting could look like in Hogwarts Legacy. This one here almost certainly has to be Protego. On the HP Wiki, Protego is quoted as a charm that protects the caster with an invisible shield that reflects spells and blocks physical entities. So this would mean that not only can it be used to block spells like we see here, it can also be used to block physical objects like we saw back with the troll. And then finally, the last little spell we see is going to come at 225. That's right, look at our character's wand right here at the bottom. Of course, Lumos is going to be in there. You know Lumos is going to be in the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know what you think about all these spells. Tell me where I'm right, tell me where I'm wrong. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.